Hey guys, welcome back. You're still tuned into Power Breakfast, and let's now bring all of the updates from the G20 Sherpa meeting that took place in Udaipur yesterday. So green development, technological transformation, as well as women-led development were among the key themes at this meeting. So Parikshit is standing by now to bring us a wrap of everything that was discussed. Parikshit.
India has laid out 5 key priorities for the G20 Sherpas meeting here in Udaipur. This includes technological transformation, green development and lifestyle for environment, accelerated, inclusive and resilient economic growth, multilateralism, food, fuel and fertilizers, women-led development, tourism and culture. There will also be a number of informal meetings. For example, a Chai Pe Charcha is being organized for all the Sherpas to exchange views freely on the global economic situation. Amitabh Kant, the G20 Sherpa, will for the first time make a presentation on each of the 12 working groups and priority areas to all the Sherpas. And we will also be seeking views of the other countries in this forum here in Udaipur. There is also a plan to showcase the cultural side of the city, and this will really happen with all the 200 meetings that take place across 55 cities in India over the next 8 or 9 months.
Parikshit, thanks a lot for getting us all of the details that were discussed at this first meeting. In fact, from the sidelines of the meeting, Parikshit also caught up with Sanjeev Sanyal, who's member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, and began by asking him about the key priorities for global economic growth, which are going to be placed before the G20. Listen in.
India's priority has got to be to maintain growth at a good level. We did go through a recovery from the COVID shock, but then again, as you know, the global economy is beginning to again lose momentum. Some of it is, of course, due to sucking out some of the stimulus that we had to provide during the COVID recovery. But there are many other sources of turbulence, whether it's energy prices or supply chains and so on. And I think the G20 has got to apply its mind to make sure that the global commons are kept in shape and kept open. And so I think this is an important part of the discussion over the next 1 year under the Indian presidency, basically maintaining global commons in a shape where economic growth can be sustainably sort of driven.
We believe that the strong capital allocation push would continue with Budget 2023. What are some of the priority areas the budget can focus on?
Well, I mean, the fact is that we have committed to capital spending as a way of maintaining growth, and you can't suddenly switch that off. So that has to be maintained over time. But at the same time, let me say that now that we are out of the immediate crisis period, there has also got to be some mind space has to be applied on sustainability and macro stability. Even at the height of the economic crisis, you would have noticed that we remained, from a macroeconomic perspective, quite conservative. I think that conservatism stood us in good stead. So, we are generating something in the range of 7% GDP growth rate. Next year, we expect to be somewhere in the 6.5% to 7% growth rate again. It's still the world's fastest rate. That doesn't mean that our economic supply side cannot generate higher rates of growth. It can. I would posit that we can grow at as much as 9% if we really push ourselves. But that would mean that we would sacrifice macroeconomic stability. So I think the budget and the RBI's monetary policy as well, both of them should continue to take into account macroeconomic stability. Because really this is about compounding. And we shouldn't lose track of that. Macroeconomic stability is absolutely key. And when the time comes where the global landscape is favorable, that is a time when we should push for the 9% level.
Right.
So for now, I think macroeconomic stability is absolutely critical.
All right, that is Sanjeev Sanyal. He expects 6.5 to 7% growth for the next financial year, that is for FY24, and he's also talking about some key expectations from the budget. With that, we are going to shift focus and now talk about the second phase of elections in Gujarat, where voting will be held in 93 assembly seats across 14 central and north Gujarat districts. Important constituencies today include Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Gandhinagar, as well as some other districts. And remember, Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as Home Minister Amit Shah will also be casting their votes in Ahmedabad later today. So, of course, we'll keep bringing you updates on that front.